We bought this MacBook for $3,000, and she said, "What?"
In the beginning, when you move to another country, it's difficult. We didn't have enough money.
And everything is okay now. So what was the topic that we were talking about today?
Why it took us so long to start our podcast.
So why it took us so long to finally start our podcast. Let's do a short introduction about ourselves, and we're going to share why it took us so long to finally start our own podcast. So you're going to start first.
Okay, we are a young couple. One of our objectives is to have a studio, a professional studio, photography, video, and different stuff, different devices,
Gears.
But in this time, invest money and knowledge.
Okay.
So for the almost 6 years that we have been together, we have been building all of that together.
Okay.
The money that we need to invest and to spend on the cameras, on the microphones, on the electronic devices, the time that we need to invest, and the knowledge.
Okay.
Because when we meet each other, we didn't know too much about that. We knew how to handle a cell phone, a computer, and that's it.
I remember our first video we did was
A lot
in
of
Kalima.
a lot of videos, low quality.
Yeah, we were using camera, the phone.
A cell phone, and it wasn't an iPhone. It wasn't a cell phone for, let's say,
For WhatsApp and
200,000 pesos.
yeah,
Cell phone of
Yeah.
San Andresito.
yeah. It was our first. It was our first video that we did. I remember we were in Kalima, where we actually met for the first time ever in our life, in that shopping mall for a meeting, because I was then working as a volunteer English teacher here in Colombia from
We
the beginning.
didn't share our phone numbers,
Yeah.
our email, our Facebook. No, just Ahmed, your friend, and me. We share the cell phone number with the view of get a meeting in the main office for me to sell the touristic plan.
Okay.
It was the only thing that was important for me.
Yeah, was to sell the package. But the rest is history. I think we will find some time to talk more about this, how we got to know each other. And how long have we been together?
On April, we are going to be 6 years together.
6 years together? Is it not more than 6 years?
6 years together.
Okay.
Knowing each other 6 years and a half.
Okay. And we got engaged and we got married, I think, 2 years ago.
3 years.
3 years? It's already 3 years, man. All right. So it is what it is. Today's podcast is why it took us so long to finally start our own podcast. Why it took us so long, 6 years being together, and we've had this dream, we've had this passion. You know, my passion is to just make videos and record, take pictures and
Buy
electronics, get these gears working, you know. And her dream is to have her own dance academy, of which we're still working on that. God has blessed us with these gadgets, and these are also will be used in the dance academy. I think will be
other plans.
in other plans. Yes. So 6 years down the line, why it took us so long for us to finally have this podcast.
We had our jobs, and it was part of the reason why it took us so long, because we needed to follow a schedule. We didn't have enough money, and our priorities were different. Okay, both of us, we leave our countries, and we were trying to go up in another country. So in the beginning, when you move to another country, it's difficult, because the money that you get is not always to follow your dreams. It's to cover your needs.
Okay.
The needs that you have at that time.
So you mean traveling to a new country starting everything from zero. So all the money you get is probably to settle you down,
Yeah.
pay for your rent,
Pay
buy
the service,
food.
buy food, transportation, and when you get a job that you can say, okay, I feel I'm stable, even when I don't have my own house, when I don't have my own car, but I have a good job. That with the time I can save at least $1, $2, or 2,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos is something. So with the time together, we found jobs that help us more than the jobs we had in the beginning when we meet each other.
I think this is pretty much common to everybody. There are so many people out there who wants to start their own podcast, they have the passion to do this, but they are all in the same situation. There are people who wants to start their own business. It's not just a podcast alone, but they have dreams to start business. They have dreams to grow. They have dreams to start something, but because they find themselves in a different situation or in a different country, their priorities now is to settle down. So our priority, the reason why it took us so long was to first settle down, make sure we have a good job, and
time to dedicate time to our dreams.
Okay.
And it's not the same. One thing is to do a podcast, no? But another thing is to do a good podcast. So you can buy cheaper microphones, for example, that you can buy in the downtown Bogota or downtown Soacha, and you can find cheaper things. Used, you can buy secondhand, but you have the vision you share with me, and now we have a lot of items, quality items. So I think it's the best not to buy everything in the same at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can start with one. It's better you pay more for one than less for 20 items.
Okay.
Because the thing is the quality of the products you use to show your talent.
Okay. And not to cut you off, what you're saying is like that there are so many people out there, the competition is so high. There are people with quality audio, quality video, and they're making amazing production.
Yeah, and if we want to be involved in this world, because this is a different world, it's not the common life that you go to a office, you log in, you finish your schedule, you log out. No, it's different. This world of the social media and the electronic devices, if you get the point that you are good and that the people like what you are doing,
okay,
you can manage your time. You can create your own schedule, and your office
make
can
it
be
like a full-time business.
And your office can be any place.
Okay.
Because you can move, and if you are a good content creator, you will see a good content in different places, not just in your comfort zone.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not about getting all the gears and not providing quality product out there, because the people who are listening to you needs to hear you clearly, needs to enjoy the conversation. So another reason why it took us so long to finally come up with our podcast was just to get the equipment, get the gears that we need to provide quality audio, to provide quality video to our listeners.
One of the most important things is the quality of the content and the products you use, and I think it is in general, no? For all the jobs and all the hobbies.
Okay.
You can buy some clothes, maybe they are cheaper than others, but maybe those clothes you can use like 3 times and they will broke or
Gets torn.
Mhm.
So it's better buy one clothes, 2 clothes that will take you for a longer period of time. Expensive, not too expensive, a little expensive.
It happened with the shoes. It
Yeah.
happened with the shoes.
And I know
think
it
it's-
happened with your laptop.
It happened with my laptop. I bought in Black Friday.
On
Actually.
Black Friday.
Black Friday, I saw in Walmart. What? $140. This is my moment. Now, but look. After I bought this laptop in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Of course, after 6 years, do you want a 140 computer from Walmart to work for 100 years? No.
We are talking about getting quality gears, the camera, the audio, the microphones, the laptop. And we just concluded that she spent $150.
140.
$140 to buy a laptop. And this laptop lasted for
4 years.
for
Good.
4 years. Okay, now this laptop is abandoned and so it's not about buying a lot of items.
It's not about abandon a computer.
I'm sorry to laugh, but it's really funny. It's really funny.
How I Baby, ¿cómo vas a decir que hay abandono? Ni que fuera un
Yeah, you abandoned it. You left the laptop somewhere. You can hear me. All right. Anyway, so it's not about buying a lot of gears that they are not working. The microphones are not working. The headphones are not working. The camera is not working because it was cheap. You found it on Black Friday for $140. Then I remember I told her, how much did you buy this laptop? 140. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Then we bought this MacBook for $3,000 and she said, what? Anyway, we're still talking about why it took us so long to finally start this podcast. And we have made a lot of conversation about it that one, we needed quality products, quality videos, quality production, quality audio for our listeners, for our followers, for the people who are enjoying our content. That is why it took us so long to finally get all these things together. And there are more that we can do. If you guys keep following us, subscribing to our channel, and sharing our videos so that we can reach more people, then we know that people are actually interested in our content, and then we can do more investment in that for us to grow.
So, in conclusion, 3 important things that we recommend to our family, our people, to take, to keep in mind if they want to start podcast or in general a business. Time that you need to dedicate to the product, to the content you want to show. 2, the money. You need to have a base, you need to have a something safe to be able to buy quality products. And 3, the knowledge.
Okay.
You need to know what you are doing with the things you buy, because it doesn't have any sense to have 20 cameras and you don't know how to use them.
How to control, how to use them. Yeah.
So money, time, and knowledge.
Okay. Time and knowledge. I completely agree with you. Money, because one of the cameras that we have is almost like $2,000, and just the camera body alone is $2,000. The lens is $1,500. So we're looking at $3,500. You can see her face. She wants to kill me now. No, I'm kidding. No, I just wanted her to show how.
I will tell you bank statement.
Yeah, you can check my bank statement, and that is true.
And you will feel like the computer abandoned.
So you see, that is one of the reasons why it took us so long to finally start our podcast. One thing is this, guys, we have invested so much money into this. And I'm going to say this in front of the camera, in front of everybody to know. We have invested a lot of money. Let's produce, let's make content, let's deliver content, let's be consistent, because our viewers out there want to hear from us. We are a young couple with a lot of energy, with a lot of passion. There are so many content around us. Even how we manage to get our own apartment is a huge content we can talk about. Because there are young couples who don't have even a place of their own. They are living with their parents, or they are living with friends. There are married people who are living, renting a place. But we, at the age of 30, 31, 29, we are able to have our own place of stay. We have our own car that we can move around. So this is a huge content that we can talk about, educate the people, let the people know that it's not about spending all your money on clothes, spending all your money on food, spending all your money on traveling, but also saving some money and investing some money into businesses like this. Okay, so there are so many content around us that we can talk about. Our trips, places we have traveled to. We've been to Canada. We can talk about all these interesting things. They are all content around us. So every time I sleep, I dream, I woke up, there are so many contents around us that we can talk about. Even living here in Colombia, that is so dangerous. It's a huge content that we can talk about. You remember we started something like Tiempo Familiar.
Yeah.
That was a huge.
We did more than 10
episodes. Mm-hmm. So it means that this is not the first time we are starting this podcast. We started a long time ago, and we have to continue with that. We don't have to stop, because when we stop, we're losing. There is one guy one friend of mine who still calls me. He says, Tiempo Familiar, temporada 5. Yeah, he's in Villavicencio. Whenever he calls me, he says, Tiempo Familiar.
We are going to do that.
So please, let's put all our energy together, all our forces together, and let's make this work. It's a legacy that we're going to leave for our children, for our future. Okay, because there are people who started like young and they grow. It's the same way we have also started like that. So we have those cameras there. We have this Rode Procaster, Caster Pro 2. We have our A10 Mini Pro ISO. We have our Rode Shure SM7B, 2 Shure SM7B microphone. One microphone is almost like $500. So these 2 microphones are $1,000. That's a lot of money. So let's make content. My wife. These headphones that we are using is almost like $120 each, and we have 2 pairs. Okay, what else? We have Sony ZV-E10. We have Sony A7 IV Mark IV. We have the lens that we are using on this camera is Sony G Master 50mm 1.4, and this is the lens that every photographer or every videographer out there wants to have. We have 2 gimbals, professional gimbal. She's nodding. When we go offline, I know she's gonna kill me. So please, let's use these things. This is one of the reasons why it also took us so long to finally start our podcast. All right. Yeah.
Ya que,
What I do, what I do.
after all the information,
Maybe I shouldn't have said this to her. But it's good you know. Anyway, these are also investment. They are not money lost. Trust me. If today we decide we're not going to make any podcast, we're going to sell these.
Okay.
We can get our money back.
we'll write all the information, the content, and we will be back very soon, okay?
And I think this is not just us. There are so many amazing content creators out there, people who have a lot of content to talk about that are also in the same situation because they are the nature of their job. They are drivers. They are working far away from home, and they can't have time to make content. It's also one of the reasons why it took us so long.
Thank you very much for your attention. To follow us, and we will be back very soon with more content and good videos for you.